Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ahmad Omabu, one of the many developers of Game Vaults, and I am extremely excited to present to you a project that's been both a joy and a headache for myself and my wonderful teammates, Alex, Christopher, Maurice, and Tyrese. Together, we put together Game Vault, which is an online store tailored to gamers all across the world of all genres, with the mission of changing the way they explore and, most importantly, acquire their favorite titles. In this presentation, we're going to take you through a journey, the vision and mindset that we had when creating Game Vaults. Um, we collaborated in many ways. We collaborated through Slack. We met in Zoom calls weekly, and we used Scrum boards to lay out our plans. So, without further ado, here go Game Vaults. Uh, Okay, so this is our homepage. The homepage is designed to provide a warm welcome for users, featuring a captivating slideshow of news and feature games, along with a user-friendly navigation bar. When you visit our homepage, you are greeted with a dynamic slideshow that will showcase the top-rated and up-to-date content from the gaming community. At the bottom, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll discover there's direct links of the creators behind the webpage. These links provide you easy access to our GitHub and our LinkedIn profiles, where you can reach out to us, explore our projects, or even gain a deeper insight of our minds and what if you want to look at the source code behind Game Vaults. If you scroll up to the navigation bar, we provided buttons that will give users the ability to scroll through any page they want with easy mobility. If you click the catalog page, you will be greeted with a list of games. Alex?
Here, none. At GameVolt, we take immense pride in our catalog of over 50 games. We've created a diverse collection of spans that across various of genres and platforms, ensuring that every gamer discovers something that they'll love. Paired with the catalog, we also added a user-friendly button that it will take you directly to the game details page. And if you see here, it also gives you an option to select the different platforms that you would like to purchase. If I click here, I'll be able to add to the cart. And if I click OK and take my way to the cart, I'll see that I added Dead Island 2. And I see if I can also decide how much games I want to purchase, or I could decide if I want to remove it and add another game. Now, if I go to the checkout, it'll take me to the info and payment page, allowing me to input my information and my credit card information. So let me just do that. Okay. Say to continue. And here we get a confirmation page. And if we reveal the download code, here we have our download code. And as a user, this is very convenient because I don't have to wait for a game to be delivered and I could download it straight to my console. Uh, with this next part, I pass it on to Chris. Oh,
You
I
want to
also
start
would
with the
like to
search?
mention, I'm so sorry, Chris. Uh, Ahmad, would you like to speak about the search bar?
Yeah. Um, so as you just heard from Alex, Game Vault takes pride in building an extensive catalog of over 50 games, and we made it our mission to incorporate a powerful search function that ensures users can quickly and effortlessly find the exact game they're looking for. So if you go to the search field, and you type in any game for our catalog. So for example, you type in like NBA 2K20, all caps. The K capital. And if you hit the enter key, or you can click the search button, either way, it will pull up the game. And just like Alex previously demonstrated, it will take you to the game details page where you can do everything he just said. Now we will pass it on to Chris to talk about some of the back end that we incorporated.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm just going to go over some of the technology we use to build our website. Because we knew one of the main things we're building here is a catalog of games, we knew we would need to build a database. So we use Spring Boot JPA to initialize our backend code. Spring Boot is a framework with many functions that simplifies the process of building an application. But for our specific purpose, it allows us to create and interact with the database without having to know SQL or use a separate database application. After initializing our code, because we're practicing object-oriented programming, we built a model class for the objects in our database, which are video games, making sure to code every feature or detail about that game that we wish to be displayed in the catalog, such as the title, the price, description, the rating, and more. We also built a repository class to hold our games, a populator class where we coded the specific details for all the games, and a controller class that allows us to interact with the objects in our database by displaying, adding, and deleting games from our repository. When coding these features, we also used a tool that comes with the Spring Boot package called Thunderclient, which allows us to interact with our database and check that all the functions of our controller are working properly before we even began coding our front end. Once all the features were tested and we were assured that our database was working properly, we began coding our front end. And for our front end, we used React.js, which is a free JavaScript library that allows us to create a front end user interface that interacts seamlessly with our database. After building our front end UI with JavaScript, we use CSS to modify the look and styling of our web page. Before I pass it off to my teammates, I'd just like to mention how the experience of this cohort generally, but also this project specifically, has benefited me. Besides obviously improving my knowledge and ability as a coder, I've improved skills in independent research, problem solving, as well as meeting deadlines and working with a team, all of which are skills that I definitely expect will benefit me in my career going forward. I'm out.
Okay. Well, throughout this project, I learned a multitude of things. I gained insight of the process of creating a web page. I navigated the challenges of working with a teammate that's in different time zones, and I learned how to debug lines of code that I honestly didn't know like 5 months ago. And but amidst all of that, the most important lesson I learned was that learning is an ongoing process in this field. Like you could never know everything. You always learning. And it's okay to not know at the beginning. And you got to be patient and take time and always put the effort into learning what you want to learn. Alex.
Thank you, Ahmad. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us on this presentation. We definitely grew as a group and as developers ourselves. Even though we had different schedules, we still had stand-up meetings every weekend to ensure that we would get to our goal. And I just want to mention that for the future, we would definitely like to implement a function that would allow the user to be able to sign in and out to have their own profile so that they can hold all their information. And we are excited to continue learning and pushing the boundaries of software development. And without a doubt, this brings our project to a conclusion. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.